What's up YouTube, Kristo here, and I've got a video for you. Wanted to do something different than just another review for my 12 fall fragrances, and I wanted to do something a little bit different than just another send to the day or whatever. So I've got something for you, one I've been wanting to do for a long time. 5 cheapies in 10 minutes. So I've done numerous 5 in 10 videos before, and this one I'm going to be doing 5 cheap fragrances, cheapies. Cheapies but goodies, high quality, low cost. Now, everyone's definition of a cheapie is going to be slightly different, so I'm going to kind of lay that down. It's still a bit open for interpretation, but to me, it's got to be $50 or less. As well, it has to be high quality. You know, I don't want to just get some cheap bottle of, drugstore perfume, drugstore cologne for like $20 that smells cheap and gives me a headache and doesn't last, and so it's got to be high quality. As well, it can't be a decant, and it's got to be in a full bottle. Okay, so I'm not including things that I picked up for a good price from someone online. I'm not talking about used bottles on eBay. I'm not talking about decants. I mean full from retail for $50 US or less in a full bottle, which I will kind of address full bottle for each fragrance. So 5 great cheapies in 10 minutes. So let's get started. I'll get my clock going. Okay, so first one I'm gonna do, this one I actually fell in love with like instantly as soon as I tried it, and theoretically I should have hated this. I absolutely should have detested it, but I didn't, and actually I fell in love, like madly in love with it. My first great cheapie is Bittersweet from Tokyo Milk's Dark line. These are fairly readily available in North America through Sephora. I know the United States you can get indie scents, you can get these at indie scents, but last I checked this wasn't available there. In Canada, the retail price on this is $44, I believe. In the United States, it's like $36. It's a very bizarre size. It is 1.6 ounces or 47.3 mil. Pretty close to 50 mil. So you're looking at much less than $1 per mil on this, and it's a steal. I actually kind of avoided Tokyo Milk because I found them to be kind of a gimmicky, goofy, low-end, cheap house, but wow, I was so surprised the first time I tried it. It's actually meant to smell like chocolate cake. Notes listed on the bottle are cake flour, dark cacao bean, osmanthus, which gives kind of a tea aura, and bronzed musk. Now, to me, this is basically just 3 stages of chocolate cake. It starts like freshly baked cake, then it goes to like kind of a burnt iced cake. So like you get the chocolate cake, you put some chocolate icing on it and put it back in the oven. And then the dry down smells like kind of powdery instant chocolate cake mix, which is just awesome. I've totally fallen in love with this, and without a doubt I will be reviewing this for the winter. Excellent fragrance. Bittersweet from Tokyo Milk Dark series. Next one, I reviewed this. I've mentioned this numerous times on my channel, and I love it. I cannot give it enough attention. My next great cheapie is Incensed from Smellbent. Smellbent is a indie niche house from the United States, and they do kind of goofy, quirky, maybe a bit outrageous, although to be fair, they're not as bizarre as I was expecting. A lot of them are very wearable, and this one to me is just the absolute best I've tried so far. It's a very dark, heavy, woody, almost boozy vanilla fragrance, and in my review of this I did a couple years ago, I described this as the smell of lacquered floorboards. Like if you can imagine like an old floorboard from a church that's, been treated and varnished, 100 times over in, the 150 years the church has been standing, and you take that and you burn it. Not the church, that sounds kind of horrible, but you take the floorboard and burn it, and you pile on some creamy vanilla, and that's what I get out of this. I think it's so beautiful. Honestly, truly one of the best vanilla fragrances I have ever tried. And this retails for $50 for 50 mil, which is an absolute steal. If you're patient, you can get these, they usually have a yearly or bi-yearly discount or sale, I should say. And they'll have free shipping every now and again. So I think this is an absolute steal, $50 for 50 mil. It's an absolute no-brainer. So that's Incensed from Smellvent. Okay, now the next one here, I am going to show a decant, but the full bottle itself can be purchased for far less than $50 for a full bottle. This is Encre Noire. I love this so much. It is still, without a doubt, my favorite cheapie ever made. You can pick up full bottles of this, 100 mil, new in box for like $35 US or less, which is just ridiculous because it's such an amazing fragrance. It's so dark and heavy. It's got a lot of wood. It's got very earthy, rooty, nutty vetiver feel to it. I love this. I think it is such a fantastic formal fragrance. The reason I don't have my full bottle, I left it in Indonesia because the bottle is quite big and heavy, and it's so cheap. I know I can just buy it again. So I brought a decant, gone through about maybe 5 or 6 mil of it. And I absolutely will buy another bottle. This decant was taken from my second full bottle. So when this is finished, I will go on to my third full bottle of Encre Noire. So $35 for 100 mil. It is absolutely, in my opinion, one of, if not the best cheapie out there. Next, a recent purchase. I kind of wanted to get a few of my big cheapies out of the way and kind of look on to some bigger things. So I picked this up quite recently from more of a, skincare, not really cosmetics, but like pharmaceutical body care house. It's Kiehl's Original Musk. And a lot of people regard this as being one of the best, just pure musky fragrances out there. It's been around for a while. I sprayed it on my wrist just before I did the video because I've been really fascinated by this. Musky fragrances in general I've been quite interested in recently. By far, for predominant notes or, commonly used notes, musk is something that I really am lacking in my collection. So I picked this up online. 54 Canadian dollars. I just checked on Kiehl's in the US and it's $42.50 US. So for 50 mil, so it is under the $50 US for 50 mil. So it's a great price. It's got great longevity. I wore this to bed the other night. I was wearing my undershirt and I took that off and went to bed. And even in the morning, I could smell it on myself. I put my undershirt back on. It was still clean and smelled good. And I could smell it all day long again. Really interesting. There's actually quite a, I can't say complex note breakdown, but there are definitely more notes than just musk. And, sorry, my cat and dog are playing with the little jingle bell thing, so ignore them. But yeah, there's actually a lot more in this than just white musk. I was quite surprised. Especially the citrus in the opening, I found that to be quite surprising because every time I tried this, I just, thought it was just pure musk, and it's not. There's quite a lot more going on than that. It gets quite powdery, and it's really masculine. So this one, if you want a musky, masculine fragrance, I think this is a good fragrance to check out. And my fifth one, I picked this up quite recently with Chad. We went out for a little sniffing, and I had my eye on this for quite a long time, and I had to buy it. I thought it was a good time. This is Lush's Lust, and this is a very heavy, very heady, indolic jasmine fragrance. I actually want to spray this because, wow, my reaction is like the same every time I smell this. This is just outrageous. It is so heavy, so strong, so potent. I would honestly say the opening, like the first hour of this, is one of the most potent openings I have ever smelled. The longevity isn't amazing on this. Most everything that goes into this is natural. There's only a few little synthetic notes that go in it, obviously, to help with the performance in it. Oh, wow, this stuff is insanely potent, and you can see perhaps that it's like blood red juice. I love this. It takes my breath away. It's so strong. If you're into something daring, if you're a guy or a girl, but if you're a fella and you want to try a daring floral fragrance and you want to turn heads, I cannot recommend anything better than this, and especially for the price. It's about $40. There's my timer. Finish up my thought here. It's $40 for 30 mil, so it's 1 ounce, and that's the biggest. Actually, all the prices and sizes I mentioned are for the biggest, if not the only size available. So this one is $40 for 30 mil, which is, well within the $50 price range. And since this is the biggest size they make, I consider it a full bottle, even though it is only a 30 mil. So there you go. That's Lust from Lush. So 5 great cheapies, high quality, all of them in my opinion. A few of them, actually, you know what, I'd say all of them are quite daring fragrances, something different. If you don't want to go and get Playboy fragrance or Adidas fragrance, or those the cigar fragrances or whatever, forget those for cheapies. Spend a little bit more and get something way higher quality, much more unique as well. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. I'm going to meet Chad a bit later today, so I'll probably have another video from him soon. Stay tuned for more of my 12 fragrance picks for fall videos coming up, and yeah, I'll see you around soon.